All right, we're live. Welcome, Dr. Mystical. Thank you for joining me.
Hello, how are you, Tio?
Good. We got Tarot Oracle, got Dr. Mystical. Christina's going to join us when she wakes up, but I'm not going to wake her up. In case you're wondering how I lost my left arm, that was from.
I've been wondering. I thought your streams looked a little singular armed.
But she'll be joining us shortly. And also got Zach from the Tiger's Abyss, who is also coming in to join us. So welcome everybody to the stream. Now, this is the best tarot decks of 2021. So what do you think, Dr. Mystical, as far as years go, how do you think we rate in 2021 compared to previous?
Well, I think that it's complicated, right? Because supply lines were so screwed up that in our world that even within tarot, they're like, okay, so the tarot is sitting in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. But I think 2021 had some really good decks because, just we couldn't all go to market. Not everybody could go to market. And so publishers were being very selective. And I think this was a good year for tarot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think the latter part of the year, from like June up, I think you really had the hard hitters come out. I mean, they really didn't. They didn't hesitate at that point. They're just like, okay, here's our best. And you have a lot of mass market coming, like the Orient's Animal Tarot coming to mass market. I know you got the Arrowseer's Curious Travels is coming to mass market. So a lot of these converted from Kickstarter to mass market as well, which is pretty exciting because now a lot more people can get a hold of those.
Right. And there's decks that I wanted to get this year that were indie decks that I didn't because I found it too late, or just the run was so small that it sold out more quickly than I could get to it. So
yeah, that's one of those. All right, well, I'll let you start in whatever order you want.
Yeah, I'm going to start in the beginning. I'm going to start roughly only because I don't know where all these other ones fall. So for me, the Dream Keeper's Tarot was kind of the first one of the year. I should zoom out. Let me zoom way in. So that's the whole desk. Look at the desk.
Rode microphone.
Yeah. So we like the deeper bass. We like the bass. So Liz Houston, the Dream Keeper's Tarot, I think for me was really a great deck. I mentioned this in a video I just did recently about how I was using the deck, but it really is a beautifully designed deck. I think the borders are well done, right? Because we're keeping it down here at the bottom. They're really beautifully illustrated. The story behind the deck is beautiful as well, where Houston really illustrated her own journey through her spiritual healing and her spiritual development journey. So the story behind this deck is actually really beautiful as well. I know I'd gotten some criticism of being not as diverse or not as widely inclusive within the deck itself. But she addressed that in the book as well. So yeah, Dream Keeper's Tarot for me was an early, like January 8th. Like it was super duper early.
Yeah, and her use of colors is just amazing. Like you saw in that one with just a little bit of splash of red, a little splash of color here and there, and a very ethereal look. It almost borrows a little bit from the Heaven and Earth Tarot, with sort of that ethereal look and very sort of hazy, cloudy, atmospheric thing.
Yeah, really it's the Dream Keeper's Tarot, so it's very dream-like, right? There's not the bold vivids that we see in something like a Hero's Journey Dream Oracle, which is also a dream-oriented deck, but really uses a lot of bold imagery and bold coloring. I really like that this was kind of softer and a little just softer.
Yeah, and on her site, she has prints that you can buy as well of some of the art. Right. It's just a fantastic looking. Like,
that's right.
And you want to hang on your wall.
Yeah, and her Instagram is great as well, where she does kind of pick a cards for her own with her own deck. So you get the chance to like that. It's not to say that other creators don't do stuff like that, but she's regularly out there using her deck. So if you're interested in the deck, you can see what her intentions are with the cards, and she does a really, really beautiful job. And the card quality on this is like really, like really solid. This is not a flimsy deck. It almost has that kind of buttery feel to it. It's not shiny or too slippery. This is a really well done deck. I like this.
Yeah, it's not like tons of lamination on it. It's just enough to where it still shuffles well, spreads well. I love it when they do that.
Yeah. For me, maybe I should use this one tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to use one of these tonight. We'll figure it out.
Oh, there you go. All right. My mic, my camera appears to be, let's see, stop cam. Let's see, start cam. Let's see if that fixes it. No, it didn't fix it. This is going to be a long stream. It's good. Those are my headphones. In case you're wondering, the headphones I use, those are that. Let me remove myself from stream. And then let's see, this stream, maybe, is that going to fix it? No, it's going to be a long stream. Okay. We'll go for, apparently we'll go for the websites. There we go.
Going for websites.
Going for websites until I fix the camera. All right. My first one is going to be the Little Buddha Tarot from Push Kitty Collectibles.
Sure.
This is amazing. This is one of the, I have two readers, or what I call readers. This is the one where I put it on the table and it just exceeds my expectations, or it tells me something that is like a little bit of a stretch. And I'm thinking, should I even mention that or something like that? And then you throw it down and everybody's like, or whoever you're reading for is like, man, that was super accurate, or that was amazing. The Little Buddha Tarot is one of those. It just makes it where everything is reading wise. Everything is simple. It's easy. And the beautiful art that goes with it's reasonably priced. She's got the tiles on sale. And just everything about this deck is a win, in my opinion. It's fun for everybody. You could use this for kids. It has a lot of interesting.
It fits your style. You have a style of tarot that you like, and this is it.
Yeah, that's it. I really love it. One of my solid readers of the year, in my opinion, the Little Buddha Tarot. I don't know Andrew, if he joins, he's a big fan of this as well. And and Amy with Push Kitty is also very, very receptive and very if you have any issues or anything, you can contact her, and she's pretty cool about it. They're also releasing a new one. Have you seen this one? Where is it? Upcoming projects. Have you seen this new one here?
No. No.
Alice's Little World Tarot.
Oh goodness. Well, that's really bordering on that copyright side. that might make me very nervous.
Walking the line on this one, but I mean,
right.
But the art is really pretty.
Yeah, no, that's really, really well done.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm including this in the news. It looks really cool. So that is my, that's one of mine in no particular order as far as that goes. I know Christina is still asleep, but I can't share my camera because it's still messed up. Let's go to technical issues. Let's go to you again and go to your next one.
Quickly while I fix my camera. All right. So this deck was another one that I had to have it. And I think Healing Oath said this in the chat as well. Like, the Tarot of Mystical Moments is definitely one of my favorites of the year. Like, this came out roughly the same time as the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. I'm going to go move my head. There we go.
Well, you're dancing over there.
Yeah, I'm just all around the screen. So this is the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and the card quality is outstanding. I'm not a super big fan of the super shiny. You can see how it catches the studio lights, but all in all, I love this particular deck. Like, and I love that the deck gives you the alternatives. If you wanted to have a king in the male gender or the female gender, like, I love that was it. It certainly lacks a little bit of racial diversity, but that, every creator is going to do their own deal. But I love this. And I also have the Oracle. Boo Boo gifted the channel the Oracle of Mystical Moments. So I've got the whole Mystical Moments collection, but I just love the kind of the temptation of the devil. The colors are really, really well done. They pop when they're supposed to pop, like the flowers. They're subtle when they're within the universe, right? So this is just really beautifully illustrated deck, and a lot of fun to a lot of fun to explore and work through. So,
and that could be the tarot of the Doctor mystical moments. If
we could just add little mustaches to each of the characters. Like I love this, the Five of Pentacles, and just really thoughtful deck. So here's an example of how we see the male gender in the Kings. So this is for me easily one of my favorites of the year. I think from a mass market perspective, this may be my choice for the year, is the Tarot of Mystical Moments.
I agree. And the book is great. The card quality is just exceptional. And the borders, the beautiful borders on those. Right. And again, you got that lamination with not too thick to where it sticks.
That's right.
And like you're talking about, the colors and everything are just beautiful. I can see that deck lasting minimum 20 years. I mean, on a daily use. It is solidly made.
Yeah. And even the edging on this particular deck sticks around. It's not cheap edging. There's no chips or anything in the usage of it. So it really does. It's really a beautiful deck. And when you use this deck, Tio, do you leave both the Kings and both Emperors in it, or do you take one out?
No, I made a choice.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to choose. Yeah, on mine, I also want to mention on this deck, now that my camera's working.
Oh, your camera's working.
I had to plug it in. No, I'm kidding. I had to disconnect it, reconnect it a couple of times. This is an oversized deck. I mean, this is not a small deck. If you look at this versus a standard tarot deck, this is larger. It's just so vibrant, so pretty. And like you're talking about, the colors are just outstanding in this deck.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful. Even the Oracle of Mystical Moments is the same caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Same caliber, and I'm really pleased with this deck. I think if I had to pick a best, it's heartbreaking because I don't really want to pick a best mass market of the year, but this is forced choice. This is
a forced choice indeed. So, that is a gorgeous really deck.
Super good. Yeah, the book is nicely done, just enough information to keep you interested, without overwhelming you. So.
Yeah, everything got a nice box. It's oversized, beautiful borders. Like for mass market, that hits all of the points.
That's right. They did a really nice, it doesn't go into the whole inside box decorations, things like that. But I mean, it does. This deck does what it's supposed to do. It does it extremely well. So, no complaints.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. All right, let's go for Christina's still asleep, but I'm going to go. I know that she has been an avid fan of Harley Spencer. So Harley Spencer has a lot of decks that are really, really attractive. They're not cheap, but they're very attractive decks. And this is the Harley Spencer Tarot. This is one of those that she just raves about. Harley Spencer is very active on Instagram. She has a lot of followers, and she has some pretty cool decks. And they're very vivid, beautiful colors, but it's very, some of these are a political statement. But it's pretty good deck. It's definitely a deck that is that
looks like a smaller deck, right? That looks like bridge size cards, right?
Yeah, it is a smaller deck. It is, pretty small, but it's got some pretty imagery. It's got some innovative stuff in it, and she just raves about it all the time. She really likes it. This is sort of a more modern, definitely more modern tarot deck, but with a postmodern feel kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got a Chris Ann Muse Tarot style to it, right? That sort of collage type feel to it.
Yeah, a lot of political statements, sort of edgy images, edgy messages in there. But this is one of her favorites for the year, I got to say. She bought both of the Harley Spencer decks, I think, she's a big fan of those.
I'll have to go check it out. I don't know that I've ever heard of them. So Starry Sloth says, if my first deck is a Thoth Tarot, which one do you recommend? The Thoth Tarot.
Well, you have to get another version of the Thoth, of course, or you get a Thoth derivative. I mean, you could get a Thoth derivative. Why go Rider Waite when you started with the best? Why not stick with the best? I mean, there's so many Thoth derivatives you can get. I mean, that are still beautiful. It's still Thoth. You have about 7 or 8 of these. Look up M.M. Moline. It's gonna be able to handle you. I mean, you already started with the best. Why would you go with anything else? But no. At least
though I'm using just the Thoth.
Just the
right?
Thoth.
Just the Thoth. And I like the ones that label the cards because I don't have the memory capacity of a tarot oracle to
well, you could also get the Tarot Oracle Thoth course, which actually teaches you how to do it by the image.
It's a super good course. Oh, this was a popular one, Tio.
All right, Tarot Avatar. Now, this is Bonefire Tarot version 2. Wow. Talk about kicking it up a notch. Beautiful box. Amazing, gorgeous box. You got a nice thick book to it. And I mean, the thicker it is, the better it is what I'm saying. But you got just a beautiful book that comes with it. The cards are just stunning. The graphics are just outstanding. I mean, if you're looking for a really maybe a little bit of an edgy deck sometimes, but if you're looking for just good imagery, if we're looking for something fun with a lot of sort of embedded I guess symbolism and stuff that you won't find anywhere else, you have a lot of good sort of a tattoo artist type feel with it as well.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, very kind of almost. I always think about this as like a velvet painting, like one of the,
velvet paint, beautiful gold edging.
Gold edging.
Yeah, the card quality is fantastic. I mean, you have no movement at all in that, and it's not laminated, so it just spreads like butter. It just spreads like butter.
That was my complaint with the Bonefire. The Bonefire was that it's high glossy shine to it, and when you do tarot on YouTube, you think about different things. Like high gloss is great in person, but on camera it's hard.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's what some of the good thing is about us sort of reviewing some of these, because we do so many readings that we're going to have a different perspective than somebody that just got it and they're like, "Ooh, how pretty is this?" So I think we bring a lot more to the table.
Yeah, and I like how they do this deck and the Bonefire Tarot, right? Because there is so much symbolism inside the deck itself, right? That if you're reading intuitively or you're reading quickly, you're going to be drawn to different symbolism based on who you're sitting across from or who you're reading for, and so it offers you an opportunity to go in depth.
Yep. And like I said in the beginning, for just to let everybody know where some of these mass market decks are, it is tarotavatara.com. And so you can go there and look and see all the cards. You can
This
shop.
was a Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter. So, yeah. So this is where the website is. If you want to see all the cards, you want to see all the selection, you can look at my playlist, or you can also look at their website. So I just wanted to show you guys the website, because I know a lot of people have like a Kickstarter or something like that. You don't know how to spell it. You're like, but so here's the website. Here's what you can go and check it out. There you go. So back to you.
Oh, yeah. So another deck that I couldn't wait to get my hands on this year was the Tarot of Oppositions.
Ooh.
So, I mean, the box. So let's just start with the box, shall we? Let's start with how cool this box is. It's a box. It's a box, right? But when you open the box, so this is the Queen of Wands. When you open the box, look at that. That's tricksy, and I like it. That's tricksy, and I like it. Same with the Hermit on the other side. So, I mean, I thought that was kind of cool. And then the deck itself, I mean, I struggle a little bit with like the whole sense of like they just split the card in half. And so, because I don't always get into reversals in the way that I shuffle. And so, but what I like about it is that even when you're dealing with it upright, you still get a sense of what the shadow is or the reversal element is of the reading. And I love that there is a sense of connection. Like the Death card, you can see the kind of in the knees to the brambles and in the knees up to the kind of fog below. And so I really was excited about this deck coming out because it helped. I think it really plainly illustrates the reversals and what the reversals can mean. And in a reading, it's a lot of fun just to kind of read the whole story. So some people said, oh, I don't need this to understand the reversals or whatever it was. But the Tarot of Oppositions, I think, does a nice job. I mean, I might have liked to see the border done a little bit differently, right? To illustrate whether it's upright or not for folks, but just really a really well done card set of cards. Again, card quality on this thing is really fantastic, and certainly, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, Effie, that's exactly right. There's a lot of blocked energy. You know, if you're reading this, it's possibilities. It depends, and I read it kind of in a flow. So I'm reading it saying, look, almost as a message to say, really be careful, like the star card here, right? Like almost like just where you start to travel. So I like this card. I might have liked the Tarot of Oppositions if it followed more of a Gregory Scott tarot type of mindset, where we see the oppositions more blended in with the upright meanings. That might have been a lot more fun. Maybe that's the next thing. But I really did like Tarot of Oppositions. It's a lot of fun to read with, and it's really well done.
Yeah, and I love how they did the titles on the left and the right.
Yeah.
So that it's not taking up a large amount of space. It's pretty minimal on the light. Yeah. It's like the iPhone notch, you know. It's kind of there. It's just kind of there, but they try to hide it. It's nice. Right. I really love it.
Yeah, it was well done. So.
Yeah, a lot of work was put into that one. The card quality, like you said, is exceptional. It's exceptional.
Yeah. No edging, but you can see that this is a pretty substantial deck card stock wise, right? You can see that on a camera. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. That's it.
So we'll go to another one of Christina's favorites for the year, which is going to be the Labyrinth Tarot.
Sure.
So the Labyrinth Tarot, there was a lot of sort of an iffy feel to the Labyrinth Tarot. I mean, when it was like on the thing, but it comes with a full color book, and it's really, really pretty. If you've seen the movie, I think it follows the movie quite a bit. So you got some really cute imagery. Card quality is pretty good. Minors are this is not one of my favorites, but I just want to mention it because she's a big fan of this, big fan of the movie. And you do have different characters from the movie. And she said that if you watch the movie a lot, then you kind of understand some of the references, some of the why the cards are there, some of the characters and why they are in that. So apparently it matches well with the movie as well. So
that's a nice change, right? Because we all felt like Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot came out, and there was some connections to the movie. It didn't really follow it along, right?
Yeah. Some of that's kind of iffy. But I mean, if it matches well with the movie, apparently the Disney one does too. The Disney villains, according to some the comments that I've had. So I guess you just kind of thing. Over to one of my top picks of the year. You knew it was coming. You had to say, yeah, you knew it was coming. We both love this deck. Tarot of the Curious Creatures. If you don't have this one, this is so pretty. This is so gorgeous. The cards are just amazing. Like, it's so vibrant. It just pops out, and you're just looking through it and you just fall in love immediately. I love how she gets the borders, but they're not really borders. You're just like, I'm just going to ignore the border, and the cat head is going to extend over it, or the shoe, the cheese is going to extend over it. And everything is just so cute. You're just looking through it. You're more excited about the next card than the previous card, like everything. And the color scheme just pops so much. I don't know who organized this, but I love the background is so variant. It's so different between the cards. The vibrancy is there without being, sort of an eye bleed.
Yeah.
Kind of vibrancy, and like you can see with the overreach on the borders, is so well
breaking
designed,
through that border. This is the border style that I like, right? So you can have a border to frame it out as art, but we can break through it because we're talking about things. There's a strength card. There's certainly some odd choices, but I really feel like Chris Ann kind of bridged that gap between the Muse Tarot, which was so wildly different Light Seers Tarot. And I feel like this almost kind of went back and built that bridge, because it's got the really cool collage-y feeling to it, and the artwork to it is just, she's done a good job. And I know that she's probably working on other things, but she's, there's always kinds of this cool stuff that's out there.
Yeah, I love sort of the shading right here, sort of the shadows, like
Yep.
the plant, the foliage is coming above the actual image, or a little
Right.
3D aspect to that, and then the shadow of the shoe here versus almost not a shadow in the shoe there. A lot of attention to detail was taken with this thing.
Yeah, and I feel like, if you follow her on Insta, one is Chrisanne's just so generous of, like, with her time and her spirit, and she creates such decks that she's getting I don't want to say, I can't think of the word. I've totally blanked out on the word here. But a lot of her decks are getting counterfeited. That was the word I was looking for. And she's just been so positive in it. She's, this captures a lot of her dancing that she does on Instagram. She's built this wonderful website around the Curious Creatures and all her cards. This is, if you're a Chrisanne fan, this is definitely your deck of the year, right? This is a beautiful deck. And who doesn't love anthropomorphized animals? Everybody does. I mean, everybody loves dogs that talk.
I mean, that's what I dream about,
You dream about dogs that talk?
I mean, sure. It saves me a lot of time. If you got to use the bathroom versus I want to bark at the neighbor, you need to differentiate that and let me know,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, Elizabeth is exactly right. Some want the whole series of collector, and I'm definitely that person. I'm a bit of a completionist. I'm a completionist when it comes to it. When it comes down to tarot, if I kind of fall in love with a deck or a creator just because of some aspect of what they do, I'm going to want to support them every way that I can.
Yeah. Yeah, she does a fantastic job in pretty much everything she does. You can tell she puts a lot of effort, work, and to be just original and unique, because her uniqueness really comes through and it really sort of shines. I mean, it's really good.
That's right.
All right, what's on your next list?
All right, so now I just can't get behind animal heads on humans. Spinning Freya says it's like it is a little uncanny valley. All right, it is definitely a little bit creepy, but it's such a fun deck. So now I'm going to start bridging into the more indie cards, and that's Mystical Medleys. This one's a pretty recent, like within the last couple of weeks, release deck. Here's what I love most about this deck. You ready? Here it comes. Boop. It opens from the bottom and there's the devil card. That just makes me happy, and I can't explain why. I don't know why, but it just makes me happy. Inside of it there's a sunshine down there at the bottom, but the book is very much like the Modern Witch Tarot. It's got a hard copy book, which is really kind of fun images of the cards here. And each card is illustrated up to a certain point, right? And then we start getting into the minors, and just a nice book. Absolutely. Yeah, there's the book for the Modern Witch. The cards are big borders, so if you're not a fan of borders, but again, just like the Little Buddha Tarot, I think for this deck is my Littlest Mystical's favorite deck. He's all very classic cartoons, and he loves this stuff. Although there's a fair amount of modern cartoons being shared in here. Let me see if I can kind of find it. There's Bill from, oh hell, I can't think of the name of the cartoon. Like the Little Mysticals watched it like daily. But I just love this deck. It's got a little bit of it seems like I've gotten it dirty by playing in the mud. That's just the way the deck is. It's got like ink smudges as it goes. But just such a fun, this is just such a fun deck, right? This is this is so fun. Like
I love how everything is a character. Like the cloud is a character, the star is a character, the tree is a character. Like everything is alive. It's really kind of cool.
That's right. And like a lot, like in that you can see the different intentions for the different intentions for the card. You can zip in on some of the other feelings of it. It has a sad squirrel in it and a happy squirrel, which I keep in the deck as kind of a null card, or to overshadow the whole card. So Matura is right. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, or you go back to some of the early Disney cartoons, Steamboat Willie. It's got some aspects of that in it. It's got some Betty Boop, and all that good stuff. There's Bill, which I can't, Gravity Falls. That's what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So just a fun, this is the Mystical Medleys, Starry Sloth. This is Mystical Medley. So this is my favorite. The card quality it's definitely matte. It's a little kind of sticky. I don't know if you can hear it. It's not because my fingers are sticky. It's like, that's just the rub of the card. But overall, right, it's a pretty good card quality. The back is pretty minimal. It's got, again, that sort of Illuminati eye going on. But Mystical Medleys, that's a fun deck. Boy, if you're in a good mood, that is a deck that's going to keep you there.
And if you're not in a fun mood, it'll put you in one.
That's right. And of course, I put it in upside down.
Yeah, I'll put the link in chat in case anyone wants to pick this up. It is an independent version. This is a mass market from Amazon. You can pick it up.
Yep.
It is currently $20, $23. That's not bad at all.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
This morning I saw an Amazon alert for Modern Witch Tarot.
Oh yeah,
and it was like $15.
Whoa, so that's a no-brainer for $15.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lightning deal. So like, if you're watching this live and you've wanted that deck, then run, do not walk.
Run, do not walk. There you go. So my next one is going to be the Meraki Tarot.
All right.
Meraki Tarot. Now, this is sold out, but good news, they're making a version 2 of the Meraki Tarot. So if you want to pick this up, the version 2 apparently is going to be better than the version 1, which is, I'm not sure how that's possible, but sure, why not? So here is the Meraki Tarot. Like, you're looking at this and it just gets better and better at each card. It's beautiful, pastel-y. The card quality is this. It feels like the same card quality as this one. I've skipped the name of this one. But it's a super, super duper card quality. It has a nice, pretty pastel feel to it. And I mean, overall, this is a complete win. Dark Mansion Tarot. There you go. It's the same.
You forgot the name of Dark Mansion. I thought you were doing that.
I think I'm on tarot number 250. It's like, but no, it has the same cardstock as the Dark Mansion. Unfortunately for me, it's a little bit sticky. It's a little bit, it's a little bit kind of sticks a little too much. It doesn't flow well. It doesn't spread smoothly. Yeah. But the beautiful, beautiful graphic art and everything else. The new version does not have a border. So the version 2 is coming out. They said March 2022. It does not have a border on it. The new one. So
yeah, you couldn't even trim this deck if you weren't a fan of the scallop border. You'd have a hard time trimming this deck up.
Yeah, because the edging is a little bit too jagged. It would get a little bit too small. Yeah, a little bit too small. So I'm looking forward to the version 2. Again, this is the Meraki Tarot. And I did say I would share websites. So let me slip into the website mode here and show you where it's at. This is the Bouchet Design. How do you pronounce that? Bouchet Design. Bouchet Design. I'm linking it in chat, the Meraki Tarot. Now the version 2 is coming out. And again, it does not have a border on the version 2. Let me see if I can get a couple of card images. That's the version 1. Of course, I can't get an image of the version 2. I don't know where it is. Maybe if I scroll over. Apparently not. Anyway, the new version does not have a border. I promise you. I read it. It doesn't have a border. It's going to look great. So if you're interested in this one, here it is. This is probably one of the few tarot decks that I have where everybody asks, what is that, when I pull it out? So Yeah, well, that sounds bad, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know
that, you know, on camera when I pull it out. That's what is that? So yeah.
Yeah, which deck is that, right?
Right. Which deck is that? So the Page of Cups, Three of Swords, the Pentacles, it's all just gorgeous. And I think it's really one of the decks of the year. This is definitely one that everybody wants, and everybody is like, oh my God, it's sold out. But good news, if you don't mind waiting a couple of months, you can get your hands on the second version with no borders. So,
which should be a good thing.
Indeed. So what do you got next?
So this deck I actually got because of Christina, who is still sleeping.
I think she still is sleeping. I'm going to go check while you talk.
So this one just came in. I just ordered this and it just came in for me. It's the Phantom Tarot. It's all very cool. Like it's all very similar kind of I don't want to say monochromatic, but similarly chromatic to the rest of it. It's got a very kind of cartoon-esque imagery to it, very well drawn. And for those of you if you've been around my channel, I need to get back to this, but doing some UV light or black light tarot readings, this deck really pops in UV light or black light. Hey, Jared, nice to see you. Yeah, and so the other interesting thing about this deck is that the creator of the Phantom Tarot just released another deck, includes augmented reality to it. And I'm still playing around with it, trying to be able to capture it on video. But each card has some augmented reality embedding into it, so you can learn a little bit more about the tarot using like a 3D character that appears on your phone. So this is a really cool deck. It flows really well. It's super shiny, hard to capture on camera because of the shininess. Because if you get like you can see, I don't know if you can see the shadow of the card. So for me, that's the shadow of my overhead camera. But I really like this deck. I wish it had more color to it, but I understand the purpose why it doesn't. But yeah, the Phantom Tarot. And it has this card. And I've kept it in there. I don't know why it's there. I'll have to read the book. It's got a book to it as well, which goes through each of the cards. It's full color. It's a pretty well done book. There you go. There's the QR code. So if you wanted to grab a screenshot, you could go and get the QR code for the deck. You don't probably need the deck. So there you go. And it ships from Europe. So depending where you are in the world. Mine arrived randomly. I saw that it left Slovakia, and that was the last that I had heard. And then it magically appeared in my mailbox, and I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and I called it the Phantom A for a long time, and everybody's correcting me. They're like, that is not right. It is the Phantom Tarot. So there you go. But yeah, that does have an app that comes with it. I did a demo of the app on my channel. I'll link that video.
Yeah, do that.
And so you can kind of see, all the features of the app and what it does and things like that. So.
When you get it, it comes with cool things. Mm-hmm. It comes with this little dewjobber, which I found is really handy for shooting shiny boxes. Just get it at the right angle. It can help me out. It's got this fun woodcut thing to put your card into. So if you're doing that, and a bookmark coupon type of jammer, and a postcard. So you want to mail your favorite tarot friend a postcard. There's a postcard. So you get lots of fun. You get a lot of fun things for the investment around this deck.
There you go. So when you use the app, it will actually sort of you have a different feature. Of course, I'm making the sound. Simon, let me share the window to that if I can manage. You know me with technical stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right. So it's a virtual reality app. So basically, here's what it looks like. It takes a while to load, but once it's loaded, it will go and do that. So it'll have the different symbols and all that other stuff. So when you load up a card, it'll say this symbol, the moon symbol means this and stuff like that. And it'll read it to you in a voice. So it's kind of cool. So it'll follow the card around. You can turn the card sideways, backwards, whatever, and it'll follow. So basically, it's an augmented reality app. And you'll see those type of apps used a lot with stuff like the sky. So you put the sky into a certain place, and it'll tell you, okay, that's Jupiter, whatever. Here's a history of Jupiter and whatnot. So
Right.
that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, this is a really well done deck for sure.
Yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous card, high card quality. The borders are nice. Everything about that tarot is just a home run.
I'm going to see if I can show it to you in black light. Hang on a second and see if
that'd be cool.
I know it's daylight, so we're going to lose a little bit here, but let me kick off I don't know why this particular light struggles. Is on the struggle bus with turning on and off. All right, so again, I got a lot of daylight coming in behind me, but you can get a sense of what this card looks like in UV light. So this is just something I have to sit down and do this, go through and do a black light flip through on this particular.
There you go. Wow. How much? Hey, they have so many features in this one tarot. They got an app. They have the black light, it just makes the thing. They have all sorts of, a lot of thought and preparation went into this tarot deck.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think that you wouldn't need necessarily the UV light to see this, but it does actually make a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that like you get the lights kind of pop up here in the sky, in the background. Really, really nice. I mean, you can see these features, but the UV light just makes it so much cooler.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go. That's
very cool. Little Delta 8. Never hurt anybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Now, always use a black light. With preparation. Always use the applications on the phone with preparation. With
safety. That's right.
Say safety first. It's always safety first.
That's right.
All right, we'll go to my next one. My next one is going to be, drum roll, please.
The Tarot Oracle Tarot.
The Mystic Palette Tarot from Ciro Marchetti. So, I mean, he's got it out now where you can pick it up. I got the customized version. It came with, your custom, like your astrology sign on the back, your name on the back. It came with a little cloth, just a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Now, this is without your name on it. It's $65 on his site, and it is traditional Ciro Marchetti. There is a limit to how much Ciro Marchetti I can take, but
he can be overwhelming.
It can be kind of samey and overwhelming and whatnot, but the card quality is outstanding. Borders are pretty plain. I think this is one. So when I first got it, it was damaged. And so he gave me a new copy with no damage. And the actual card quality on the second version, the undamaged copy, was outstanding. It was even better than the first one. So just the graphics are so good. The borderless, all the imagery, all the color contrast. I mean, this is something where he did graphic design his career, right? Retired, went into tarot, and I think this is his like the pinnacle of really what he's doing, or the absolute top of the line of what he's doing and what he's been working towards. I think this is substantial. I do love how all of the astrology is sort of built into it, but built into it well. It's not like he just jammed it, somewhere in the description or something like that. He actually integrated
it up in the corner.
Right. He integrated it into the card, and everything is just so gorgeous. The imagery, the contrast, the color pop, everything is fantastic. And it is on his site. I'll get you a link to that while you do your next one. But yeah, I think this is his top. I think this is the top of the line for him, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I only have two more left, and this is not a tarot deck, but it's one that, and it's one that I just got. Well, I didn't just get it. But I just used it because I still have like decks sitting in their packaging behind me. So it's just been a crazy month. But this is kind of indie, and this is kind of half indie, half mass market, and it's a Seasons of the Witch extension. I didn't mention this to you, T.O. I'm sorry. I should have probably said but you can get this on bookshop.org or Amazon or whatever. But Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. And the reason I got this particular deck was that there was just something about the particular cover that made me happy, the green emerald shininess to it. Also, that I don't have any Yuletime decks in my collection. And so, and I kind of read this one a little cold a couple weeks ago, and I just was almost instantly in love with this particular deck. Nothing special about the card quality. It's about the same. The gold edging, the green edging, right, makes me very, very happy. Right. I don't know why. I guess they could have done silver or red, but the green is just so I liked a lot about this deck is it's probably not one that you would read with on a really quick, on a quick live stream show, but I did anyway. But I love the poetry and the enchantment on each of the cards. I think that Anderson and Diaz did a great job with it. It follows the same Seasons of the Witch Samhain perspective, though that's not a deck that I found myself interested in, to be honest. And I think a lot of folks, I know it was a very, very popular deck. A lot of folks really liked it, but this just, for me, the colors and the imagery, it's very kind of watercolor-esque. It's really arty and beautifully done. I particularly love the enchantments on each of the cards. They're just well written. They flow pretty well. So gave me a chance to read poetry to my stream.
There you go. No, you got to do it in the right voice.
That's all right. I like it. I go way back to poetry stuff. And so I was really happy about that. So that's the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, which you can pick up. It's kind of that indie and a half, small publisher deck. And really just beautifully, that edge just makes me.
That's nice. Hey, what do you think about happy. spinning Frigo's comment?
So I'm 99% sure this artist combo is making a deck for each pagan holiday. Yes, I agree. That is exactly what they're doing. Though it has been a while since the Seasons of the Witch Samhain came out. So that was almost like last year. So I'm glad to see that that's accelerating, and I'm glad to see oracles around each of the pagan holidays. I think that's going to help kind of break down some of those gateways, or those gateways that people feel to wanting to know more about the pagan holidays, but not really understanding their way in. And so I'm pleased about that, and I like that we're doing the Seasons of the Witch deal. So that makes me happy.
So my next one is going to be one that you saw coming. This is a Curious Travels tarot deck.
Yes,
It's sort of a children's fun deck, a fun little casual, deck. But the artwork is so good, and it's so very pretty. It just draws you in with sort of the casualness. And I know that US Games is picking this up as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the Curious Travels Tarot deck. Now, this is a Kickstarter that I picked up on, came with the cloth, et cetera, but I know US Games picking up. I'm not sure how that's going to be different, but card quality is great. The thing barely moves when you flick it, and the graphics, the images are so, sort of just fun. It just fun. It reminds me, a lot of this deck. Let's see where this deck is. Obviously this is not the Little Prince, but it reminds me kind of a Little Prince feel of just sort of a youth fun. We're sort of getting in here. We're having fun. We're enjoying ourselves. Super casual. It's not too serious. A lot of great imagery, great art, handmade art, which everybody loves. And the Curious Travels Tarot deck.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful deck.
Yeah, it's just a complete win for me. Let me link this into chat right now. This is another one. So I said we had 2 readers. In other words, again, I do 1,000 readings a month. If you're not on my stream, I do a daily stream. So I do a lot of readings. And this one is possibly the best reading deck of the year.
Okay.
For me, when I put this down and I see something and I just say, hey, it looks like this or something like that, you'll get all caps. Oh my God, how did you even know that? Or, I'll say, it looks like it was an X, and they'll say, yeah, it was an X. Like, how the hell did you know? It's one of those. This is the reading deck of the year as far as accuracy, just things that synchronize with me, things that really talk to me. This deck really speaks. It really speaks, and it speaks volumes. And the accuracy has been just top notch. When I pull this out, I know that I'm going to get just a solid read out of this. It makes me just want to dedicate a stream using nothing but this.
Yeah. Effie wants to know what the 2 elephants card is. It's just off. It's just off screen.
Card. Just off screen. 2 elephants card.
Oh no, you just covered it.
I just covered it. Okay, here's there you go.
That's
the lovers.
Oh, there you go.
The lovers card. This is. I mean, when U.S. Games picked this up, I believe it's going to be mid next year, March, May, something like that of next year. You have to pick this up. This is the no-brainer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. What else you got, sir?
All right. Here's the last one I've got for you. It's the Blood Moon Tarot by Sam Gay. And if like this, okay. So the story with this is that I've been stalking the Labyrinth Tarot, and it's out of print. She's been super good about like posting up like where the second printing is in its production cycle, where you might be able to find the first printing somewhere. And then at some point in early, I guess, late November, early December, Emily Labanco posted a link to Sam Gay's Blood Moon Tarot. And for very different reasons, I absolutely fell in love with this deck. And I love the Blood Moon Tarot. This is my indie deck of the year, probably just my deck of the year. This is just, I know it's got heavy borders, but again, it uses the borders wisely. And this is just such a beautiful illustrated. This stuff is each card is hand done. You can go to her YouTube channel, and you can see her artistic process where she's painting the majors, and it doesn't depart that terribly much from Rider-Waite, so you could still approachable, but just my gosh, like, and I'm going to show you the card that did it for me. Hang on. Here's a rapid flip through. Ready? Fastest flip through on the internet right here.
There we go. That is the fastest flip through officially. Normally I speed mine up to about 180%. So we don't want you to linger. We want you to use your intuition. It's probably going to be, it will be the last card, because that's the card. There it is right there. This card, the Fool card, which is not normally the card that I look for to define whether I want to get that deck or not. But this card is the card that sold me right here, because you can see the Fool down here, almost the overwhelming feeling of the doors being opened to a greater world. And just, you can see the beautiful art. It's easier to see in person, but we're getting a good capture here. You can see just the painstaking artwork on this, but this just screamed to me. This particular card, all the cards just made me happy as can be. This is the two of Songs, which is the Two of Cups, and things like, the Nine of or the Six of Dreams, right? Just beautiful. That is stunning.
Yeah, it's really well done. And the borders are different enough on the cards where you can start the vines. It's almost, again, going back to that Fool card, right? We're going into this kind of foresty world, And yeah, this just makes me these cards just make me so happy. There's a devil card. You know, that's just the 9 of dreams. Look at that. I mean, when you're a 9 of swords, and when your anxiety is like 9 of swords, how about 9 squared of swords? This is what this feels like, and that is just brilliantly done. So that is the last deck I have for you, T.O. And it is it's my deck of the year. It's out of print. The second printing, you're just gonna have to stalk the Instagram and YouTube channel for the next version. There was only 100 decks left at the beginning of December, and I was fortunate enough to snap one up for the community, and we love this deck. It came out. It reads really well, and it's enamoring. I don't even know if people heard me because of the beautiful cards and imagery.
Yeah, that is very pretty.
Yeah.
All right, so my last one, and then I have an honorable mention. It's going to be the Orion's Animal Tarot. So this was a Kickstarter originally, and now it's mass market. I don't know if that qualifies as a 2021 deck, but like when I use it on stream, everybody's like, what is that? You know, the more questions you have about what deck is that, I think the more popular you can kind of assume that the deck is. And this one is just gorgeous, just beautiful. The colors, the vibrancy, the differentiation between the cards.
Put that one in UV light.
Oh, wow. I don't know if my eyes could handle that. I think I would just go blind.
I'm gonna try to zap the UV through the screen here.
There you go. Yeah, UV me. That's what we need.
I'm guessing because of the specks of light paint that it might actually be pretty hot.
Yeah. It has a lot of stuff going on. And the honorable mention for me, you know it's coming. You know it was coming.
I could have guessed this.
Bumbleberry Hollows. I mean, everybody says my tarot preference is that of a 9-year-old girl. Maybe it is. Maybe I would admit this is so cute. This is another one that everybody's like, wait, I need this in my life. And you do need this in your life.
Of course.
Yeah. The minors are kind of upsetting with a sort of the pips, but whatever.
Still, they're super strawberry shortcakey.
They are strawberry shortcakey, but see, this is all me. This is the stuff that I like, You break this out, and somebody has a sad tarot reading. This makes it a nice tarot reading.
That's right.
It instantly improves your mood. You know what I mean?
Your ex stole your car and your money and your best friend and your house and your dog.
And the porch collapsed onto your dog.
That's right.
The traditional country song. In other words,
but with this, it's just nice. It is. That makes me feel better.
It's just beautiful. It's gorgeous, and you have to have it in your life. The Bumbleberry Hollows and. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Do you have an honorable mention, Doc?
I don't have an honorable mention. I think this is probably the Seasons of the Witch is probably my honorable mention for the year. But I mean, I really liked it. Tarot by Sophie said, "Can you ship does the Phantom ship to the EU? It ships from the EU, so it's shipping out of Slovakia, so you can pick it up there, and it'll probably get to you faster than it got to me." So, but yeah, I wanted to let you know that was there. The Three of Swords is the strawberry shortcake.
It is. It is an off-brand Hello Kitty too. I agree with that.
It's like that weird theme park in your local region that has Boss Bunny instead of Bugs Bunny.
Something like that. All right, so I try to put links in the description for all of the tarot decks. If you're looking for a particular deck, it probably has a link in the description, hopefully. So there you go. Anyway, there you go. The floating dock is back. There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching as well. I greatly appreciate it. We had up to 55 viewers at one point. So this is a pretty fantastic show. Yeah,
it was it's nice to kind of go back and look. So I have a question before we go. What's your prediction for 2022 tarot? What do you think is going to be? What do you think is going to happen?
I think Lamusi Design is going to continue on. They already have another Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I think the Meraki Tarot version 2 is going to be a massive hit. I think the Animal What is it? The Northern Animal Tarot version 2 is going to be a hit. So I'll do this in my news. Like the January news, I basically have the pre-orders, like what you need to pre-order. Northern Animal version 2, the Meraki Tarot version 2, Lamusi design, basically anything they come out with. They already have a Kickstarter. They're going to come out with more decks. They're going to come out with more wins and stuff like that.
This is my favorite.
See, this is her face. She's awake now. She woke up.
Good morning, Christina.
Can't hear anything.
He says, "Good morning, Christina."
Good morning. Vacation time.
It's vacation. You know, it's like a lazy Sunday. Wake up in the late afternoon, call Parnell just to see how he's doing. You know,
Smoke Ash and is it Smoke Ash and Fire? Is that the
Smoke Ash and you're talking about this? Not this one.
same people.
Yeah, same people. Another one. The Somnia Tarot. It didn't really resonate with me as much as I had hoped, but you know, whatever.
I love this one.
Whatever.
Doc will love this one too.
There you go. Doc will love this one. Okay, yeah, this is the what is this one?
Oak Ash and Thorn, right?
It's not over here. It is oak and ash.
It's the Oak Ash and Thorn.
Yeah.
Oak Ash and Thorn Tarot. There we go.
And the same folks are doing another deck coming out in the spring, right?
Yes. The Oak Ash and Thorn has another variant of basically more animals, and you absolutely have to pick it up. It does have the bigger borders and whatnot, but
I love the animals.
Yep, she likes the animals.
Smoke Ash and Ember. Thank you, Niam. Thank you.
There you go. Smoke Ash and Embers, Oak Ash and Thorn, Ash and Embers and Fire and Brimstone, whatever. Yeah, we have a lot of decks coming out from them. I think that's going to be another hit as well.
I think my prediction for 2022 is we're going to continue to see struggles in the printing, in the printing and shipping world. But I also think that we're going to see a lot more indie decks get picked up by mass publishers, just so that those decks could get put out there. So,
there is one called the Cosmic Cunt Tarot. It is being picked up and it is on Amazon. If you like cosmics and cosmic cunts, then you can pick that up. It does have a suit of wieners in the Cosmic Cunt Tarot. So, in case you're wondering, that's part of my news program as well. Well, I'm just telling you what it says. This is one that's going to mass market. It was a Kickstarter, and now it's a mass market tarot. So, I mean, you know, I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you like it is. Yeah, this is the Oak Ash and Thorn if you're interested in it.
Yeah, no, beautiful deck. Well, Tio, thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you for being here. We'll see everybody in the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.